Would you like me to shoot a hole in your head? What do you say, dear? Kim here, homeschooling mom 24 and chaos coordinator since 2009. We are bookworms. I would like to be a minimalist in everything else in our house except our library. Our library, I keep adding shelves. Everything else I keep getting rid of, and the library keeps getting added to, and I am okay with that. I will link the playlist below of all the other videos that I've done on these books. Most books I like to be open-ended, and they don't have a specific thing they're trying to teach the kids, because kids don't really like that when you're being told, hey, enjoy this and learn this, right? When you're reading a book with kids, you want to be able to sit back and relax, and you want them to enjoy it. But I do have certain books that target certain behaviors, especially for a couple of my kids. They struggle with just reading social situations, so these books have been really helpful. This is one we use from very, very young. It's Manners Time. It gives you the real simple basics. Look the person in the eye when you say goodbye, and there's rhymes. That's what's really helpful, especially for my kids. So when they're saying goodbye to somebody, I'll say, look them in the eye when you say goodbye. And it doesn't sound like I'm being mean and harsh, like look them in the eye. It's something that triggers something they've read before, and then they will turn around and look at the person and say goodbye. It's good for any age and stage, but especially those that maybe don't pick up on social cues. This one, if you've ever heard of Boys Town and the Boys Town Method, this is one by Julia Cook. My oldest, the 12-year-old, really especially appreciates Julia Cook's books. So Julia Cook, if you ever watch this, thank you. She really appreciates the direct, this is how you act in this situation. Kind of crazy. It gives odd situations of what shouldn't happen, like reaching across the table, and the table is talking to the kids of what should be happening. So they all think it's funny. It's helpful when somebody else other than mom is telling the kids things. So if it's in a book, I can say, remember the table talk? And that wasn't me saying it, that was the book. See, mom's not the only one who says these things. If you have any children that are slightly socially awkward, it's queued up to an age and it gets difficult for them to make friends. There's two books that I got. One is by Julia Cook and the other one is by Usborne. This one is Making Friends is an Art, and it's about Brown the crayon, and he's just different and he feels odd, and essentially he learns that he's just a little bit of mixture of everybody, and everybody really does like Brown, even though he's kind of the oddball. This one my 5-year-old really got into, and it's all about friends, and it just goes through different situations and different things you can say, and it gives social things definition for those that need it. It talks about why we need friends, making friends, what makes a good friend, how not to be friends, when friends fall out, when they have a fight. This one has been really golden, and I haven't actually read it out loud to them for a while, but I still see them picking it up. Two last ones that are, I think, out of print, but if you can find them, snag them. They are hilarious ways of introducing manners. As you can see, this one's a little bit older. It says, what do you do, dear? And then this one is, what do you say, dear? And they give the most obnoxious situations. Things like a little boy sitting at the North Pole in his igloo eating, and a polar bear comes in. What do you do, dear? And what you do is you say, you help him off with his coat. If somebody comes to visit, you help them with their coat. You just take a bite, your mouthful of pudding, and the handsome prince comes in and he asks you to marry him. What do? You swallow what you were eating before you speak. And the what do you say, dear? So they're, like I said, they're a little dated, but I think they're funny and they're good. It says, you're a cowboy riding around the range. Bad-nosed Bill comes up behind you with a gun and he says, would you like me to shoot a hole in your head? What do you say, dear? No, thank you. Those are my books on manners and what I would definitely be keeping in my library if I needed to pare things down. And I just think these are good life skills for all kids to learn, and I wish that every school library had these, including the little more risque ones. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. The important part is to learn from them. God bless.